Hello, it's Duncan. The aim of this channel is to document the working practices of a half-decent software developer, so I pretty much show all the changes that I make to the source code of a project. There's one exception to this convention, which is that I don't subject you to the chores that are required to keep the build up to date. I upgrade things, fiddle to make things faster, even sometimes upgrade Gradle itself, all on my own time. Today though, I tried to modify the build of the JetBrains Cator example project that we've been studying in recent videos. I just wanted to get it to build and run on JDK21, so that I could run benchmarks with Loom virtual threads. I failed. As failing to get Gradle to just do something is, in my experience, part of the working practices of a half-decent software developer, I've decided to make an exception to my exception and publish the attempt. I'm probably missing something obvious. Maybe I just need to RTFM. No doubt there is a solution, but the sad fact is that where Gradle is concerned, even my 35 years of industry experience isn't enough to keep me from stumbling around in the dark.
What is it doing?
You join our intrepid hero after I've just pasted the throughput tests from the project we were working on last week into our Cator code snippets project, and that's from the Cator examples. And I've changed the build.gradle. I've added in HTTP for K, server Jetty, and client OK HTTP so that we get compiling a bit. But we seem to have issues here with Jupyter. And that I think is because the Cator examples are using JUnit 4, although I think behind the facade of Kotlin test. So let's see if we can get this compiling. The test came from this project here, and the build.gradle file in there has, here we are, test tasks use JUnit platform. So let's take that. Come back here, and into our build.kts we'll put that. And we see down here that appears to be all right. So let's try running all of our tests. Run tests. Okay, so we're still not seeing Jupyter, which is JUnit 5.8.1, but apparently we can add that to the class path. Let's try that. Download it from Maven repository. You see, I don't want to add it to the class path for here. I want to add it to the class path for Gradle, don't I? Well, never mind, it's given us a coordinate, so let's try that. Cancel that, go here, and say maybe, just maybe, if we say our test implementations are going to depend on that. Let's try that. Okay, number of things coming down, and including engine and so on, so let's see whether that builds. Oh, and it does, good. Run the tests. Okay, slow fun jetty, that doesn't exist. My bad, let's just get rid of that one altogether. I've got rid of a whole bunch of tests here, just leaving a handler behind, trying to get it to compile. Let's run again. Okay, an operation is not implemented. Okay, so we are on the case, good. Instead of to do, then let's make this an empty handler. So that's a lambda that takes a request and returns a response of status okay. Don't think we need a body. Jetty Loom is not compiling. That's a bit strange as it compiled just up to then. Let's try a build. I suppose we kind of did lose the type of this. Let's tell it that this is actually HTTP handler. And that seems to make things okay. So build again and run the tests. Okay, so preview features not enabled, need to run with -- enable preview. Where's that? Virtual thread, Jetty Loom. Okay, so here, when we try and build Jetty Loom, is not able to create virtual threads. So we are, I guess, not running with Java 21, where that's no longer a preview feature. So we'd like to be Java 21. Let's see if we can fix that. Just going to see, no, it's not telling us what the Java version is. Let's go to the command line, and we're in the right place. So we'll say Java minus version. Okay, so Java, plain old Java appears to be Java 1.8. How about what Gradle thinks? That's up one, Gradle W minus version. And Gradle is running with Kotlin 1.7 and Java 1.8. Although I don't think it can actually be trying to run the app with 1.8 because that wouldn't know anything about Loom preview features. let's see if I can work out what JVM Gradle is using to build and run our app. So this is the build file for the project we're running in. It says Kotlin JVM, but nothing else. No other clues that look like a version to me. Okay. Maybe we should go up to the build.gradle or settings.gradle up above. So there's no build.gradle at the top level, but there is a settings.gradle, which doesn't mention the Java version at all. Okay. Returning to the project where this did work, I note the next thing down here is Kotlin JVM toolchain. So that may be a good idea. Nothing else in there that looks significant. So let's go and pull that, copy it from there, and we'll put that into this project, which is this build.kts here. So we've got Kotlin JVM, and then we're configuring it with JVM toolchain. If I save that, yes, Gradle is doing some stuff, so that evidently is a change. Good, and now we'll run again. And now, unknown Kotlin JVM target 21. Well, no other output, just that, but that was because we said JVM toolchain 21, so at least it's taken some notice of that number. I wonder if on the command line we now ask Gradle what it's running with. And the answer is, well, it's still using 1.8, although I think that's just the version it's self-running with, not the version that it's using to compile. But I do notice with quite a few versions of Gradle out. Gradle is now at 8 point something, whereas this example project still has 7.6. So with some trepidation, because this is Gradle's instructions for upgrading our build, and it talks about deprecations and so on, and upgrading plugins and yada yada yada, I'm just going to go with throttle up and try and run that, see how we go. Back to IntelliJ. And now I'm going to do this at the root, so I'm going to go up a couple. Code snippets, yes, that is our root of everything. So now I'm going to do the thing that Gradle told me to do, which is that. But obviously it's not actually that, it's /Gradle W. So let's run that. Okay, that was very quick. Let's now try going back to where we were. Oh no, actually I should just ask Gradle what its version is. So that's /Gradle W -- version. And oh, everything looks better. So now we're running Gradle 8.7, which is using Kotlin 1.9.22 and some other stuff. But the JVM that Gradle itself is running on is still 1.8. But maybe there's a chance now that the new version of Gradle will recognize Java 21 as a thing. So let's try that. We'll go back to where we were, and we will run /Gradle W clean test and see how we get on. Oh, but not /Gradle W /Gradle W. Oh, but there once again we have unknown Kotlin JVM target 21. That's a bit strange. It says we can run with info or debug to get more output, so let's try that. I won't bother to do the clean, but let's just say --debug. Oh my goodness, lots of stuff. Okay, and I'm going to have a look. Well, stuff about caches and completing builds and stuff and stuff and stuff. In fact, so much stuff that we lost the beginning of that when the scrollback buffer. I think I'm going to try --info, see whether that's more sensible. Well, it was certainly shorter. Transforming some stuff, who knows what that is about. Some daemon stuff. Settings evaluated, okay, so this looks like when we actually start. Configure project, la la la, anything about Java. Nothing about Java. Brilliant. Just going to check we get the same behavior if we just try running the tests. And we do, that's good. Let's ask AI Assistant about this. So we take that thing and we'll say, explain error message with AI. And yada yada yada, but fundamentally it's too old and says Java 21 does not exist yet. So that's no help. Let's try Google. Well, that purple link suggests I've been here before. Let's have a look. Welcome to Gradle 8.4, compiling and testing. Could not determine dependencies. Same here. Still not a bug. Kotlin still not support JDK 21. But the thing is, I know that not to be true now because the project that this code came from works. Okay, think of something else. Let's give AI Assistant all of this file, and then we'll say, new chat using selection. This Gradle build fails with unknown Kotlin JVM target 21. Can you fix it, please? Oh, and the same problem. Curse you. How would I make it work if Java 21 did exist? Kotlin JVM target equals 21. Okay, well, I think that that's the same as that, so I don't know. I'm a bit stuck. Let's go back to the command line, and I wonder whether we can get somewhere by having the current Java version to be 21. So at the moment, I've got Java minus version is still 1.8, but I have jenv installed, and I think that would mean that I could go here and say file, call it .java-version. Actually, we can look in here and see what I do here. So this has, yes, .java-version, and in this case it's 17, which is interesting because we are actually building on the 21, but never mind, let's copy that. And let's just paste it into here. So this is a Java version file that's known to make the other place work. Just check whether jenv is doing its job, and it is. There you are, like 17. So now let's try building again. Unknown JVM target 21. Somewhat desperately, I'll make this 21. And then Java's version will be 21. Let's ask Gradle what it thinks it's doing. Minus version. So Gradle is now running on Java 21. But when I ask it to run, let's just say clean. Okay, so it's able to clean, that's good, and then build. No, and unknown Kotlin JVM target 21. Somewhat in desperation, I've changed my search to Gradle 8.7, unknown Kotlin JVM target 21, and I apparently have one hit in all the world, which is the one we just come from. Let's just go down the bottom and see whether anyone mentions 8.7 in here. And 8.7, still not Java 21, question mark, who knows? So the only mention of 8.7 is in fact somebody questioning whether it works, and well, we know it has worked, so I am still very confused. There might be a clue in the fact that when we started and tried to run, we could at least build, and we had instructions that we needed to enable preview, which suggests that we certainly weren't running under Java 1.8 at that point. So I wonder whether to remove that bit and try and build. So that apparently does build okay, and I guess we're just going to have the same issue when we run. Yes, there we go. But I guess now we've got running Java code, we can ask what it's running under. Also, I noticed it compiled so that at the very least, wherever it is down the bottom here, here we are, this executor's new virtual thread per task executor. It must have been compiling against a version that knew about that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to say, before we run this, println, what do we want? We want the Java version. I'm going to say it's runtime, get runtime, runtime version. There we are. Let's see what we get. And there's your answer, version 19.0 something. But 19.0.2 something wasn't a thing that we've mentioned anywhere in here that I know of. Let's see if we can find where that's coming from. Well, in the whole of the project source, apparently, there is 119, and that's not it. No, definitely not. What about IntelliJ settings? I suppose that could be it. Let's have a look. So in here we have SDKs. Well, you see I have an elegant sufficiency of those. This project, we have set here 19. Interesting. If I set that to 21 and apply that, okay, how do I do? I don't understand that. Didn't I take that away? Build.Gradle, unknown Kotlin JVM target, 21. Okay, so no, don't understand. I suppose that change probably meant that this thing happened. I don't know. Really don't. Let's go back here and say, so that was 21, modules thing, who knows, searching for clues, not seeing anything, facets, artifacts, no. So back to project, I'm saying I want you to build with 21. If I take this back to what it was before, who can remember? I think we said 17, did we? Okay, that. Let's try that. Well, it seems that 17 didn't know about virtual thread for task executor. The thing that's confusing me is I thought the JVM would be specified in some way by either the Gradle build itself or at least the version of Java, like this one, that is in scope when the Gradle build happens. Return here, say that my project wants to be 19. Okay, run. And we're back to enable preview. One thing I have just thought of, maybe I need to say build tools Gradle. Oh, but no, apparently I'm building and running using Gradle by default. Gradle JVM is set to 19. Maybe if I set the Gradle JVM to 21, do that. Okay. Now let's try. No. Still unknown 21. Nope, I just don't know. Okay, I've just remembered a thing, and that's toolchains. Don't really know what they mean, but this says I can say something like this to configure my Java toolchain. Now, I sort of thought that might be what was going on here when we said JVM toolchain 21, but maybe, just maybe, I need to do the Java thing as well and say I want 21 in there. Let's give that a go. No, still unknown Kotlin JVM target 21. And that is without this commented in, but it appears to be because I said use 21 there. Don't say 21 there, and I say 19 there, which I think was the default before. Okay. And try building that, then I still get that. Is that because of the thing in here where I'm saying I want to build against 19? No, because that's 19 and now 21. I don't know. Rebuild the project maybe? No, we're now saying 21, but the changes are, that's just the version of Gradle. The build.Gradle has changed to be, let's see how. So that mentions 21, that mentions 21. If I comment this out now, so that there are no changes talking about Java versions at all. Okay, rerun. Oh, okay. So that is significant. We're now running on 19. So either, well, so yes, it kind of feels like this and this both saying the same thing, as is the IntelliJ setting, but none of them want to make it 21. So I kind of feel that that and that are equivalent, because that says unknown 21. That says unknown 21. But if I do none of the things, I'm running on 19, which appears to be because it's set in here, there, I think. So not for the first time, I'm afraid. I have a bit of an IntelliJ Gradle sense of humour failure. That's bad news for getting this project running. But the good news is that next week I'll be at KotlinConf and able to take this to JetBrains stand, and no doubt somebody will be able to tell me what arcane bit of Gradle I haven't configured in some way. Here's hoping. If you want to see that resolution, then please subscribe to the channel. Maybe even switch notifications on so you hear about it straight away. Obviously, you should like this video, assuming you like this video. And if you see me at KotlinConf, then please come up and say hello, if you can push your way through the crowds of adoring fans. And finally, if you have a copy of the book that I wrote in that price, called Java to Kotlin, a Refactoring Guidebook, then bring it along because we'll both be there and can sign your copy. Thanks for watching.